It is your girl Nikki St. Clair. I want to spin a special shout out to all the fathers out there. It is Father's Day. It is your day. And if you've been doing everything that constitutes as a father, even if the child isn't yours, I want to give you your props. Thank you so much for stepping up because you are making a world of difference in somebody's life and in our lives day to day. You know, what we do now can affect our tomorrow. And I want to say thank you so much for being there and being the strong men that this community really, really needs. On the other hand, I want to get into some gangster shit. I want to have this conversation to or with my baby mothers, the black women who are walking around bitter, who refuse to even acknowledge they're angry. They're angry because their plans didn't follow through and follow up. It didn't turn out correctly. You tried to make cake with sugar. You tried to ice it with shit and make it look good. I want to talk to you because a lot of times we as women, me and myself included, have had those men to come into our lives and we thought they were the one. Or maybe perhaps they didn't even come in our lives. Maybe perhaps you invaded their lives. You approached them. You saw them. You said, this is it for me. This is the one for me. And you tried to make it work. You insisted to make this thing work, okay? Because he's tall or he's the dope dealer of the hood or he's the basketball player and he's gonna be somebody, he's going somewhere. Or maybe you were just bored and he was the big dick that you were sucking at the time and got yourself really sprung and you got pregnant. You got pregnant and you say, hey, this was not planned, but I've been screwing Junebug for a while and there is a bond there and I want to make this work. Or I've been a side bitch for a while and I done got pregnant by Dante and I'm gonna have this baby because you know why? I love Dante and I know even though I don't have Dante's heart, I'm gonna have Dante's baby. So regardless, he's going to be in my life. I want to talk to you. There's been times where, you know, I myself have insisted, and all roads led to no. I have friends that have had signs and wonders in their lives. They've had wives call them. They've had miscarriages. They have had all kind of things, all kind of signs that said no. But they said, you know what? I'm going to do this. We're going to do this. And I'm going to make it work. And it didn't work. You gave him everything he thought he needed, everything he thought he wanted. You gave it to him. You provided for him. You tried to be nice to his mama and buy his mama. You tried to buy his sister. You tried to clean up his room and do his laundry or be there and clean up and cook for him in his apartment and buy him new towels. And you try to show him that you are Miss Susie Homemaker and that you should be the one. You tried to help him with his business and write out business plans and run errands and you tried to do it all. This little piece of hair is getting on my damn nerves. You tried to do it all. And guess what? At the end of the day, when he got his shit together, he got with some chick that was nothing like you. Now, a lot of times you may say it was not an upgrade. She do not look better than me. You done got all on a woman's Facebook and all on her Instagram. But at the end of the day, he wanted her and he loved her. Um, I knew of a circumstance where the guy, he constantly screwed my friend. And they did things together and he knew how to talk to her. But they never, ever really went on a formal date. His family knew of her, but he didn't really claim her. You know what I'm saying? She was just around. And there was really, I mean, there was a bond because she'd been around for so long, but he didn't love her. And when she was throwing in like a birthday parties and just going all out for him, and I'm saying this with love. I'm not saying this to gossip because this is somebody else's story too. But what I'm saying is she went all out for him. And at the end of the day, with all of her money and her income, he moved her in and made her pay half of everything. And they never really went out on dates. They never really did anything. She became pregnant. He stopped sleeping with her and started taking out other women to, fine dining, top of the line fine dining. And she would just find things, and she became so broken that the only way she could hurt him is to take her money away. And she moved her and her baby up out of there. And instead of saying, hey, this ain't working for me, he wasn't a bigger man. You know what he did? He used her. He could have just said, hey, this ain't working for me. I want to do what I want to do. But instead, he took her money. He let her pay half of everything. And he did what he wanted to do. And she moved away. And it wasn't a good look. At the end of the day, it didn't bring her anything but heartache. Co-parenting. We ended up, she ended up co-parenting, and she's in church, and she's teaching him how to read and how to, raising him in a Christian environment. And then she sends him over there to him, and the baby would come back smelling like weed and listening to all different kind of obscene music, and it was just two totally different households. But I want to let you know that a lot of times we get our red flags. If you're saved, be saved. If you're not equally yoked, if you don't shut it down right now, you're going to have a headache. You're going to have a headache when it's time to have these children, because you're going to see just who you assumed and just who you insisted on having. You're going to see that person for who they are, the flaws, everything that they are, everything that they're not. You're going to see everything. And God help you if it happened in your 20s, you're a totally different person when you're 30. You're a lot wiser. You're a lot stronger. and you realize a lot of mistakes, and you realize you go through a lot of changes, and so does that person. And it was cool being on the block or going and drinking E&J or Silver Satin gin, what I'm saying, back in the day, and pickles and Kool-Aid, and going to the laundry room and getting your freak on. But it was cool back then. But now you're in your 30s, and you either have a career, you either have a job, or you're an entrepreneur. By the time you're in your mid 30s, it's one of three, or you have nothing at all. And before you get to your mid 30s, you don't know what you're doing. You don't know what you want. You have an idea. And if you're not really working towards those goals, you're going to fall either or end up with a job that you don't like, or you're going to end up with nothing. And a lot of times we become distracted and we make sacrifices. And as single mothers, we make a lot of sacrifices. You make sacrifices to get that man. You make sacrifices to keep that man. And then you make sacrifices to keep the baby. Knowing this man has no intention on having no future with you. Knowing this man is extremely trifling and does not really hold up his end of the bargain or hold up his word. And then you say, well, shit, I'll just do it myself. I'm strong enough and I'll do it myself. But with that, it's double duty of everything. And with all of that said, what happens is you become very, very bitter when that man actually matures into who he is. And now he's ready to love. And he's not ready to love you because you were never the one in the beginning. And he was never the one in the beginning. And you feel bitter and you feel used and you feel robbed. But I want to say this. You need to repent because you already know what it was. You knew it was a snake when it bit you. You knew what you was dealing with when you got with him. You knew this nigga was a conniver and a liar who sold weed, who broke the law, who, he wasn't right to begin with. And if you were the side bitch, you knew exactly what you were getting into. Let me tell you something. What I always say is, weekend dick equals weekend dead. If you know you only fucking on the weekend and you decide to keep this child, he's not going to change his mind. And what ends up happening is, a lot of times you become a single mother and you raise the child up the way you were raised. So the child becomes more like you. But he never really liked you. And now, the kid is more like you. So the dad doesn't even like the kid because he don't like your ass. And guess what? He doesn't really want nothing to do with neither one of y'all. And then you have the man that knew he wasn't on your level, but he insisted, and he saw the love and the loneliness, and he preyed upon you, and he was a predator, and he wouldn't leave you alone, and he wanted you, and he caught you in a very vulnerable state, and you kept saying, no. But when he caught up with you in a very vulnerable state, maybe you just broke up with your guy, or it had been some time and you wanted to entertain some male attention, you said, he ain't really my type, but he's trying to, let me just see what he's talking about. Let me give him a chance to prove himself. And as soon as you gave him a chance, He shot up the club, as we like to say. He got you pregnant on purpose. You know why? Because he already knew. He knew he wasn't on your level, okay? But he wanted a souvenir for the visit, okay? And a lot of times that happens on both ends. Girl, you know that man is not on your level. He has a house, he has good credit, he has a college education, he has, you know, he's worldly, he travels, and you just starting out and you just want to be a part of his world. You see where he is, you want to be a part of it, you want to grow. But if he doesn't choose you, then you can't make nobody love you. And a lot of times I find that a lot of these women know what they're dealing with. They already know what it is, but they want at least a souvenir to say they've been there. How many times have you, in your vulnerable state, had sex with a person, this is man or woman, and they brag, and you're like, oh my God. And they brag, and they go, oh yeah? Yeah, I had that. Oh girl, yeah, I had that. The dick is good. Oh yeah, I fuck, man. You talking to that? Yeah, she good. She cool. She, you know, she sucked my dick, but whatever. And then they just mess up shit for you in the future with someone that you really, really like. And they're hating on you because they was never on your level to begin with. And you got in a space where you're like, fucking, I ain't doing shit. Yeah, you can come over. Fucking, I ain't doing shit. I ain't had sex in 4 or 5 months, or it's been a year. I need somebody to come knock the dust off. Yeah, you can come through. And guess what? You got away with murder, but now you got the reputation. Your thumbprint is on that person, and their thumbprint is on you, and they get bragging rights when it's a small town, or worse, y'all are having a baby together. You're having a baby together. Now you're having a baby by this person, and you're like, well, you know what? I'm not going to cry over spilled milk. I'm going to go to school. I'm going to just be what I set out to be. I have a good support system. I don't really need him. I'm going to go to school. I'm going to get my degree. I'm going to be a nurse. I'm going to be what I set out to be in the first place. And he comes back around and he looks at you and he says, it's almost like, did I catch you trying to be better than me, bitch? Like, don't forget, like, I had you sucking my dick. Like, oh, you try to move on from me? Like, you don't want to fuck with me no more? Like, and then the man gets bitter, right? And then he's like, well, you know what I'll do? I'm going to try to get my shit together too. I got me a business. I got a tow truck company. I'm the weed man. You got a new truck? That's your mama? Your mama got a new truck? I'm going to go get me a new truck. Oh, your mama got a new man? I'm going to go get me a new bitch. Oh, your mama pregnant? I'm going to go get this bitch pregnant. And it becomes a competition. But let me just say this. And I've seen it on both sides. A lot of times when you become competitive in situations like that, you dig yourself a deeper hole, a deeper hole, a deeper hole. You mess up your credit. You set yourself back financially. It eats away at your youth. It eats away at your time. And you're having these children and you're getting other people involved because you are steady trying to get over the last person that you were under. And it doesn't work like that. And I'm just saying, stop cheating yourself. Don't cheat yourself. Forgive yourself. Repent to God. Get on the right road and on the right course. And be mature about things. You know, I just remember running in and out the house. And my auntie used to say, stop coming in and out my house because you're allowing flies to come in. I need for you to either stay in or I need you to stay out. Because all this coming in and out, it's just not working. And one time, I went in and out one more good time. And I'll never forget, this is when they started putting wrought iron doors on houses. She bolt locked the door, and I couldn't come back in. And I tried to get back in, and she just was not letting me in. I knocked on the door. She just ignored me until finally I said, let me take my ass home. And I'm saying all of that to say, sometimes you have to forgive yourself. You have to repent to God, and you have to lock the door. You can't keep having sex with people. You can't make things muddy. It needs to be one way or the other. And that's it. Now, if you've already made the choice to stay with this person and you're hoping for the best and you're trying to do things the right way and there's a meeting of the minds, I really, really hope it works out because I'm an advocate for family. I'm an advocate for Black love. You know, I am really, really an advocate for just a healthy environment that our youth can grow up in and just see things and experience two-parent homes and financially there's no poverty or no lack. You know, you have two incomes coming in. I'm an advocate for that. But if you don't have that, if you don't have that support system, it's just not going to work, okay? I want you to, if you're not with this person, it's okay to wish them and acknowledge them and say, hey, happy Father's Day. And you let time and karma deal with that person. You get the bitterness out your heart. You put your head up and you smile and know that you know. And you take this as a life lesson and you help someone else. Now, I'm not going to say that it's very easy to talk to these young girls because it's not. They don't think you know what the hell you're talking about. They think that you're crazy. I'm about to go get this nigga tattooed on me. We in love. But you only see him like every 2 weeks. Or he only comes around when you get paid, your little McDonald's check. You know what I'm saying? Or when you bought him some Jordans, some matching Jordans, he's around. Or you bought him a chain. And you try to tell these girls, but they don't want to listen. And nobody could tell you anything because you didn't want to listen. But you know, my motto is always say something at least once. And I always started with, I'm going to tell you this once. And the only reason why I'm going to tell you is so you can't say that nobody didn't tell you. And you can do whatever you want to do with this knowledge that you want to do with it. But it has to be said. And then you let it go and you leave it alone. It's called planting a seed. You plant a seed. And you also offer your support and you say, hey, if you have any questions or you want to talk to me about anything, I'm here for you because I've been there. I see where you're going and I've been there too. And, you know, offer your support and offer to be a support system, because as you plant the seed and they come back and you water that seed, you help them and you offer them other alternatives as to what they could do. Because sometimes they feel like this is what they know. I'll never forget this comedian said. He said, one time I had the baddest bitch. I had the baddest bitch in the hood. He said, but I made the mistake and I flew her out of town with me. And I saw what that town had to offer, and the women, they were far more better. And I just looked at the girl that I was with in a different light. And I'm saying all of that to say sometimes we got to get out. We got to get outside our parameters and think outside the box, you know. That's why I always encourage. I'm so glad, like, my goddaughter, she got accepted to Southern University. You know, I want you to meet other people. I wanted you to know that there's different cultures. Everything is not just twerking and Jordans and booty shorts. You know, there's people that come from a family, a long line of graduates that have pledged and they're polished and they've gotten into politics and they do things and they help with Peace Corps, or they are very active in the church where they feed the hungry and they sing and they have a ministry. There's more to do. There's more to listen to than the garbage that you listen to. There's more. You can go to plays and you can just meet new people and do new things and not be intimidated, but be sure of yourself, because you'll be more of a well-rounded person and you'll meet people from all walks of life. And I encourage that before you even make a conscious decision to say, well, this is the one for me and I'm insisting on him. Let me tell you something. I don't want nobody that don't want me. And that's how I feel about interracial relationships. I don't get mad. If you want to be over there, I want you to be over there, because God knows I don't want you over here with me and you want to be over there. I feel that way. And it took a long time for me to get this way and realize that to not take things personally. And that's what I want you to do. I want you to be encouraged. Don't take shit personally. Don't get mad, get money. Be about your business and get out there, because the person that wants you, they just haven't met you yet. Okay? So get the bitterness out of your heart. Forgive yourself. Repent to the Lord and get on the right road. I love you guys. Thank you so much for all of your feedback. Thank you for sharing my videos. And thank you so much for tuning in and subscribing. I'm Nikki St. Clair. Happy Father's Day. And I'll talk to you later. Bye.